Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the College Football Show on the Sports Talkline Network, where we talk sport 24/7, 365. I'm your host, Spinksy, and this week is our 22nd show. So thank you for everyone who's joined in this whole time, or if you're new to the show, hit that subscribe button, like, get all your notifications, all that sort of stuff. You guys will love it. Sports Talkline is over 130,000 subscribers now, so get some of them across to come watch my show. It'll be awesome. Can't wait. This week, guys, I have a very special guest coming on the show. I interviewed a long snapper from Oklahoma State who suffers from a rare disorder, and he is just an incredible human, and it was so nice to sit down with him and hear his story and what he goes through on a daily basis, and it's just an inspiration to all of us. So I want to talk about that. We'll sort of touch on him. We'll have the interview, and then I want to look at 6 games this weekend that are make or break for some teams' seasons. So there's a lot happening. Go find me on Twitter. It's my birthday coming up on the weekend. I just purchased myself this fantastic Joey Burrow 2020 National Champion shirt. Send me money, send me love, stay high, send me something. Get in touch with me on Twitter at SpinkyCFB. Find me there. I'm on there every day. Come along, say hi, tell me you like the show, tell me you hate it, whatever. Just communicate. Let's get this going back and forth, guys. Look, without further ado, let's get my special guest on the show. This kid is an inspiration, and I was choking back tears the whole way through it. So here he is, Zeke Zaragoza. Yeah. Hi. Righto, and welcome to the show, Zeke Zaragoza, the long snapper from Oklahoma State. Mate, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Mate, now I hear you are in remission, but back in the day you suffered from Opsoclonus Myoclonus. Is that how you say it?
Yes, sir. Opsoclonus Myoclonus Syndrome. It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, man. Yeah, thanks for that. Cheers. You had your first game for Oklahoma State on the weekend, but sort of tell us a bit about your backstory, mate. Like, how did this all sort of come about? You've had this for a long time now.
Yeah. So basically, I was a normal childhood. Lived a normal childhood. I was walking. Everything was on great pace. And one day I kind of just started complaining to my parents that when I was 3 years old, I started stumbling and whatnot, couldn't hold myself up. And I started kind of complaining to my parents that, the wind's blowing, but we were inside. So they're kind of thrown off by that. So they knew something was up right there. And as kind of time progressed, they noticed that my eyes would start darting back and forth uncontrollably, side to side, up and down. And for sure they knew something was going wrong. Just rage attacks and whatnot. So they decided to kind of take me into the hospital. Doctors really didn't know what was going on just because it's such a rare disease. It is 1 in 10 million people a year get diagnosed with Opsoclonus Myoclonus Syndrome. So, it's not every day where a child or, whoever it is comes in with, this type of disease. So they were really thrown off. I was in the hospital for about 2 to 3 weeks. And they eventually kind of like diagnosed me with something and kind of cleared me to go home. So from there, we kind of went along with life for a few weeks, and then just stuff started getting worse. My balance was off. I couldn't even sit up. Couldn't even feed myself anymore. My eyes were still darting back and forth, and started getting rage attacks. So basically, from going from a normal three-year-old kid able to feed himself, walk, throw a ball, play, just play around in the yard, to just unstable and not able to do anything. So my parents decided to take me back to the hospital, and that is where about 25 neurologists from around the world kind of set me on a table and gathered around me and kind of determined, what was going on. And that's when they diagnosed me with Opsoclonus Myoclonus Syndrome.
Far out. What a story, mate. Yeah. Jesus. So how are you traveling these days? Like, is this still something that happens all the time, or are you sort of in remission now? Like, how are you looking?
Yeah. So as of right now, I'm in remission. There is no cure for Opsoclonus Myoclonus Syndrome. So basically, in simpler terms, it's kind of a sleep. However, what the doctors are worried about is that it can come back with just a simple cold.
Yeah.
So it can kind of counteract the thing. And I had COVID about a month ago, and my parents were really
Oh,
stressed out. And
Jesus.
yeah, they were
Jeez.
very worried about
Yeah.
that. But, thank the Lord that He healed me, had very mild symptoms, and, it didn't relapse or anything.
Very nice, man. Awesome. So why football? Like you could have done it an easy office job or done something like that. Why football?
To be honest, I think my mom always told me, never let your story go to waste. And I feel like God really did a miracle on me. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer, and my whole family and I truly believe that He healed me, and that He gave me a story to share with others and to help those who may be experiencing with the same stuff, maybe not the same illness, but with different things where they kind of just get unmotivated and they feel like you know they won't be able to accomplish anything. So that's the biggest thing is I wanted to do this so I can kind of have this platform to share with people on, what I came through, not just the help of my family, but from the help of God.
Mate, you are an inspiration to all of us, man. Thank you so much, mate. That's an awesome story, man. I'm sort of choking back a bit here now. So look, let's talk about your first game, mate. You played long snapper for Oklahoma State on the weekend. How was that? What was that feeling like going out there?
It was great. When I got the call to say that I was going in from coach, I kind of blacked out really. I'm going to be honest with you. The coach asked me after the game too, that he was like, you don't really need to run to the return. And I just told him, coach, I was just so fired up that, I kind of blacked out. But yeah, it was awesome. It was a great experience. Very blessed and happy to have God beside me. And luckily, I performed well, and just a great experience to get my story out there.
Oh, sure is, mate. Look, my team, LSU Tigers, had a long snapper drafted in the draft last year. What are you looking at going forward? Do you just want to get your degree? Are you looking at more football? Like, how do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Yeah, obviously, definitely get my degree. Right now, I'm majoring in applied exercise science with strength and conditioning. Because I want to be a physical education teacher, but obviously the dream is to make the NFL, and I believe that it would be a great experience and another great platform to kind of share my story and help kids and anyone who's dealing with similar things. It's funny how you bring that up too, because after the game, my mom tweeted out how she was just so happy and everything that I was in a wheelchair and. Doctors really didn't have any hope, and then all of a sudden I'm playing my first D1 game, and she had a lot of people reach out to her, and a few OMS parents reached out to her, and luckily I got to get a hold of one girl. Her name's Sam, and she's 12 years old dealing with OMS right now, and I just got off the phone with her today, and just seeing her smiling, be able to help her. With her going through these tough times, I just told her to keep her head up, have patience. It's going to be hard work, but that I promised her that, it's going to be better. And yeah.
Wow, mate. Like, seriously, you are an inspiration, man. I'm not sure what to say, mate. Thank you for just fighting the good fight and trying to get your message out there, mate. This is awesome. There's one final thing that everyone who comes on the show gets asked. Do you keep your tomato sauce, your ketchup, in the fridge or in the cupboard? Now, this determines what kind of person that you are. So be careful how you answer this.
Oh, man, I don't know if I have the right answer, but personally, my whole life, we've kept it in the fridge.
Yes, that is the correct answer.
All right.
Good man. Nice work. That question has divided so many people over the years. It says on the label, keep it in the fridge. And so many people have it in the cupboard, and you are most welcome back on the show anytime because you keep it in the fridge.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, mate, look, tell the good people where they can find you on Twitter, on Instagram. They can hear your story. Tell us what they can find you.
Yeah, on Twitter and Instagram, my username is Zeke Zaragoza, Zeke, and then Zaragoza, Zaragoza, and then 55, Zeke Zaragoza 55.
Very nice, mate. Very nice. Look, thank you very much for coming on, mate. May your story's been an inspiration to all of us, and hopefully you get your name out there more, and you'll have a lot bigger interviews than just me. So that'd be nice.
Hey, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you letting me share my story with all those out there.
No worries at all, mate. Thank you. Jeez, I told you. Inspirational story, wasn't it? It's so nice to have a young kid like that with his head so screwed on and so kind to come on the show and tell us his story too. And it's just the work he's doing for other kids out there going through a similar thing. Like as you were saying, 1 in 10 million people get this disease, so there's not a lot of textbooks on it and things that you can do to make it any better. So for him to be reaching out to other kids who are going through it too is just it's an awesome story. Big thank you to Zeke for coming on the show and sharing his story with us, and hopefully guys will get him back on soon. He had an awesome game on the weekend, so it was very nice to see. Now let's get stuck into these games of the week, guys. 6 games this weekend that will make or break a season. We've got Texas Longhorns, currently ranked number 22, against the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, a lot has changed with these two teams. These two should have been your top 10 teams this year. Both of them are struggling hardcore. Whoever loses this week, they're gone. Their season's over. I already think Oklahoma's season's over because they've had 2 losses, whereas I think Texas have only had the 1. But Texas should have lost a week earlier to Texas Tech, so they end up coming back to win there in overtime. So I think both these teams are in big trouble here. Obviously, whoever loses this game is out. Going to bring in a little bit of a gambling side of it because I am a gambling degenerate. So we're going to say picks of the week. This week, Oklahoma are minus 1.5 favourite. Jump all over that, guys. Oklahoma will win this game. Texas are not strong enough. Oklahoma have had their pants pulled down twice now. It won't happen again. So jump on that. Game 2 that we're looking at is the Florida Gators against Texas A&M Aggies. Now, the Gators have been on fire. Their quarterback, Kyle Trask, is finally starting to hit some form. The Gators are defensively strong. Offensively, they're awesome. They're currently ranked 4th. They could be the team in the SEC. You all know I'm on Georgia as to win the SEC this year, but Florida are looking strong. Good friend of the show, Nate Dowdy, picked up Florida early in the off-season and said they would go all the way this year. So if you're right, go find Nate at No More Sports and give him heaps. They're up against Texas A&M. Texas A&M are terrible. They're a terrible outfit. They're paying their coach way too much money to get pumped on TV week in, week out. They're currently ranked 21. They'll lose this game. They'll be outside the top 25, and we won't have to speak of them again. For you guys who like to bet, jump on Florida Gators minus 6.5. All the rage at the moment. Hop on and check it out, guys. They'll win this one easily. Now, my new favourite team out of the Sun Belt, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Now, if you've been listening to the show for a few weeks now, I've been banging the table for them to be a ranked team. They're in the Sun Belt. They've finally got a ranked team in the Sun Belt, and it's the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. What are you thinking? So this week, Coastal Carolina welcomes the Raging Cajuns to Oklahoma, and we'll see how this one goes down. Sorry, to Carolina, obviously. So we'll see how this one goes down. 2 Sun Belt teams, both 3-0. The Raging Cajuns coming off 2 solid wins already over strongish opponents for what they're having to face, obviously, down there. So this will make or break both teams' season here. If whoever wins this will go to 4-0 and can push all the way for a Sun Belt title. There's not too many other teams around that are as strong as these two. Now, if you don't want to listen to me, I understand. Coastal Carolina are plus 7 Jump all over that, folks. Jump all over that. They will win this game, but that's just me. Maybe stick to your own advice on this game. My head is full of Coastal Carolina facts at the moment. Maybe I'm trying to steer you in the wrong direction, but I will be all over that myself. Now, Georgia, one of my favorite teams in the SEC, number 3 ranked, are playing number 14 ranked Tennessee. I think Tennessee's ranked too high at 14. I think they are. Georgia is minus 13 in this game, and jump all over that, folks. Georgia will destroy Tennessee in this one. Not sure who Georgia will have yet at quarterback. It could be Stetson Bennett, could be JT Daniels if he's fit. I expect to see some of JT Daniels towards the end of this matchup. Hopefully, but Georgia get the win here, guys, and continue to roll, and we continue to have 3 SEC teams in the top 4, because Alabama will obviously win their game too. Now, Clemson Tigers, rolling along in number 1 spot, not having a care in the world, not having to play a tough team at all. They're in a crappy conference. I just don't see Clemson having to play a hard game until this week, when they come up against the Miami Hurricanes. Derek King has got the Hurricanes firing on all cylinders. They've been strong defensively now for a couple of years, but Derek King has that offense on fire. That kid can hit you from anywhere. Expect the Hurricanes to push the Tigers all the way in this game. I'm actually going to tip it upset here. I think the Hurricanes can get the win over Clemson. We'll come back in a few days' time after the games are on, and you can all give me crap if I'm wrong, but Clemson aren't challenged at all, ever. They roll through games and win easily. They're going to get challenged from the get-go this week. I think the Hurricanes can get them here. If you don't like taking the Hurricanes out and out, take the Hurricanes with a 14-point start. Check it out. Now, guys, the last game of the week I want to talk about is my LSU Tigers, because it's my birthday on Sunday, and I'm going to sit down and watch the LSU Tigers, and they're a strong chance. They're against Mizzou. All I want for my birthday is a win and some scotch and a new shirt and a hat, and yeah, we'll go through those after. It's fun. LSU will get the huge win on Sunday. They will cover the 21-point spread they're against, so jump all over LSU. Well, guys, thanks very much for tuning in this week. I really hope you enjoyed the interview. Hop onto social media, find Zeke Zaragoza, Zeke Zaragoza 55 on Instagram and Twitter. Give him a like, tell him Spinksy sent ya. He was a really nice kid, really good to talk to, and what an inspirational story. So, guys, hop on, subscribe to Sports Talk Line. We've got new merchandise out there now. So much going on. NBA's almost over, so we're going to have all the fans coming back now. Can't wait for it. All right, guys, thank you. Hooroo.